A very good Saturday morning to you. It is August 10th. Leslie does have today off. I'm Justin Michaels.
Hi, meteorologist Tim Kelly. Yesterday was the rinse cycle.
Yeah, no kidding.
Today's dry.
The apartment complex where I live, some of the gutters are full from, I guess, leaves and things throughout the summertime, and they were overflowing like they had nothing else to do.
Yeah, there's an expression called gully washer.
Yeah.
That was yesterday.
Yeah.
Today is the sunshine.
Perfect.
We have a sunny weekend for most of the...
Sounds great, Tim. Thank you. Well, in the news this morning, the National Transportation Safety Board is trying to figure out why a small plane crashed into two homes in East Haven, Connecticut. Authorities say 4 to 6 people are believed to be dead, and the FAA says the multi-engine propeller plane flew out of the Teterboro Airport in New Jersey and was trying to land at Tweed New Haven Airport. The airport manager says the pilot was in communication with air traffic control and hadn't issued any distress calls before this crash.
Our hearts go out to the families.
Now, it goes without saying the crash has left many people in this neighborhood shocked, also saddened. Our Catherine Sotnick has more now.
There was just a big ball of fire.
NECN.
Now, the town is holding a vigil tonight for the victims of this crash. It's going to be held at 7 o'clock this evening at Margaret Tucker Park. And we are following the latest developments from East Haven on this plane crash, on air, also online. As always, stay with NECN, also NECN.com for continuing coverage. Well, 2 people are safe this morning after a frightening accident on a Boston highway. Now get this, if you didn't see it last night, pretty shocking. A beer delivery truck hit a guardrail on I-93. It did go over the side. It stopped short of going off the highway altogether and was left dangling above a lower section of road. As our John Maroney tells us, the crash wrapped up a crazy week on the Lever Connector Highway ramp.
A beer truck hanging over the edge of I-93.
A Vermont man is expected to change his plea and admit to killing his niece. Michael Jakes is charged with the kidnapping, sexual assault, and then murder of 12-year-old Brooke Bennett. Federal prosecutors say by changing his plea to guilty, he would be sentenced to life in prison without parole and avoid the death penalty. No date has been set for Jakes' change of plea hearing. After 4 days of deliberations, there is still no verdict in that James Whitey Bulger trial. Bulger is charged in participating in 19 murders during the 70s and 80s. The jury has had the case for about 28 hours now, and they'll try again Monday to reach a verdict. When there is a verdict, NECN will have live coverage. Well, if you're planning to do a little shopping this weekend, there is some good news in Massachusetts. The state is holding another sales tax holiday today and tomorrow. Get your wallets ready. That means no sales tax on items under $2,500, and the tax break does not apply to motor vehicles, tobacco, meals, or utilities.
Everyone just loves.
All right, so sales tax holiday weekends, they've become a summer tradition here in the Bay State, and the goal is to give retailers a boost. So President Obama and his family head to Martha's Vineyard today to begin their summer vacation. But yesterday, the president held an afternoon news conference where he talked at length about the secret surveillance programs revealed by NSA leaker Edward Snowden. Steve Handelsman reports. In other news here today, heavy rains have triggered flash flooding and mudslides in Colorado. This is on Highway 24 that's west of Colorado Springs in the mountains there. The heavy flooding turned the roadway into a muddy river. You can see it on your screen, sweeping cars away in this rush of floodwaters. There are reports that one home was also swept away, and police say 3 people were injured. They also believe 1 person may be missing. More storms are possible over this weekend. And there is yet another wildfire burning in Southern California. This fire broke out yesterday afternoon in the Angeles National Forest. A local roadway was shut down while more than 75 firefighters battled these blazes. At least 1 structure has been burned down, and this fire is located just south of where another fire back in May burned over 30,000 acres. Also in California, the mayor of San Diego is ending intensive therapy earlier than announced. Bob Filner is under increased pressure to resign amid allegations of sexual harassment. Now, his lawyers say Filner will take next week off and won't be available for any comments. In a news conference last month, the mayor said he wouldn't return to work until August 19th. Now, higher cigarette taxes have been shown to cut down on the number of smokers in the U.S., but new research suggests those taxes also lower the rates of heavy drinking. Yale researchers looked at data collected during 20,000 personal interviews, and what they found was that cigarette taxes implemented in 2002 and 2005 were linked to a reduction in alcohol consumption among male smokers. And it also changed the drinking habits of young men and male heavy drinkers. A new study finds cool sculpting is effective. Now, that's the procedure that actually freezes the fat cells on your body and then they die. Cool sculpting devices were approved by the FDA back in 2010, and a large plastic surgery practice in California reviewed about 500 different patient cases and found the device was actually able to cut down on fat beneath the skin and had very few side effects. Doctors say the procedure is an alternative to liposuction. Newborn babies in Louisiana have more in common than a name and also a birthday. Their stories also show a combination of love, friendship, service. Heath Allen has this story.
It's a relief.
The State Department says 18 U.S. embassies and consulates will reopen tomorrow after being closed due to those terror threats. The U.S. Embassy in Yemen will remain closed, as will the U.S. Consulate in Pakistan. The State Department cites ongoing concerns about potential terrorist attacks by al-Qaeda in the Arabian Peninsula for keeping those two embassies shut down. Will Massachusetts businesses flee the Bay State for that Sunshine State down south? Well, Florida Governor Rick Scott, he wants that to happen. He said so in a letter he just sent to Massachusetts business leaders. He invited them to set up shop in Florida in light of several recent tax hikes here. Our business editor Peter Howe has more.
This is really going to be
NECN.
So a judge is refusing to suspend an earlier ruling that Apple violated antitrust laws by conspiring to raise e-book prices in 2010. Apple had asked a judge to suspend her ruling while the company went through the appeals process, but the judge said no. She ruled last month that Apple and 5 big-name book publishers had conspired to raise e-book prices in an effort to unseat the $9.99 price established by Amazon.com. All right, a Catholic church in North Providence, Rhode Island is drawing quite a crowd these days. People are flocking to see what some are saying is an image of the Virgin Mary on a cross. R.J. Heim has this story.
Picture after picture.
All right, so we have about 30 seconds left. It's going to be a beautiful day.
Yeah, where you have sunshine, the clouds are thin, the humidity's coming down. Tonight, very comfortable for sleeping. I actually had to turn on the AC yesterday for a time because of the humidity. But now the humidity's coming down so we can open the windows and dry it out.
All right, Tim, thank you very much. I'm Justin Michaels.
I'm Tim Kelly. Thank you for watching NECN, New England's news station.